Kapai? Are we taking out the big window yet?
It was.
Windscreen. Oh, I broke the windscreen, sorry. Maybe we've got a tractor. That's maxing that tractor out. That may actually fall over. I'm actually feel the back end getting light. Nah.
Probably should have.
Probably should have. I was worried about it because it's big and long. Right, let's take it to its death. To its funeral home. Jace?
Remember that every inch I move the wheel here, that moves 3 inches out the front here.
I don't think the roof's any good, Jace. Right, take a motor out. Job for tomorrow.
Before we take the motor out, take that.
Trains is going to go on.
Your car.
Yeah.
Your car.
We'll do magic.
Your own car. I think this tyre will fail warrant.
$70. Alright. Tell me something, put the tractor away.
Yes, please. Little dash is poked.
Oh, this one.
Oh, this guy, I'm going to ask about the dash. Is it out yet?
Yeah.
Did it have gas in the aircon system? Long gone.
Yeah.
Might be worth grabbing some of the lines. You got a plan?
Bolt stuff.
At the bottom. And then remove the 2J. And back into place.
Yeah, something like that.
Make sure you get that box too. Oh, look where they put the horn. That's a weird place for the horn, isn't it? Up by the battery. So this car came apart because someone couldn't find one of those. Whereas if you just take a bit of time to search, you can actually get them. And they destroyed. What?
Probably get it rebuilt.
Probably get it rebuilt.
Maybe we should pull it out so we can get it rebuilt.
Yeah, I've got some overseas, some Japanese supplies, and I've seen them come up. They're pricey, but they're able to be purchased. Suspension's gone. All the airbags are gone. Someone got the windscreen and someone got the back windscreen. So pretty much it's just an engine for us now.
I'm now attached to this.
It would have been a nice tidy car at one point, wouldn't it?
So it was a pretty tidy car.
It was
This is so the roof's a bit beat now.
Yeah, that was lifting it with the tractor. That was the first time it got tracted.
It's worse now.
I know. I'm surprised the tractor lifted it, that long one, because it was a long way to lift it.
Yeah. If it was suited side, I would have picked it up easy, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just because I had so much weight hanging off those forks. Hydraulics were maxed. Alright, there's Jace's job for the day.
Someone might need to hold the front right up.
You've been working with me for too long, eh?
What was that?
No, don't get anyone to help. We're just going to pull it out ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just... I heard you, and I was in the office, and I could hear things happening, and then... Oh, yeah, you got it.
Just a tip for everyone, just get the steering shaft. Kind of forgot to take the rack out as well.
That'll do it. Did I hear you grinding the exhaust manifold?
Yeah, the nuts sort of
Oh, well done.
broken.
Yep.
But
Chances are those flanges are getting cut off anyway. Oh, and I think this wiring loom might need a repair.
yeah, yep, it's not the best loom. I think the tenderizing out in the overall's probably...
Oh yeah, that's just pretty normal though. It's going to get a full refab anyway.
I almost want to make a new one.
Oh, I've got a GS one there too. It's getting a clean. Oh, you're doing the trans off. Give it a clean and all the stuff, and then cam out on it and intake manifold off, because you love doing that job.
It's so hard.
It's good in place. It's easy, isn't it? When out of the vehicle, it's so easy.
You know, hold the front of the motor for me?
Sure thing.
I don't know if it's going the right way or not.
We might put a normal alternator on it too, eh? And we're going to put a power steer pump on it. It's bloody 3uz with no power steer pump.
No, yeah, that's a tool.
I've got another power steer pump coming. I've found another one around the world.
Oh, yeah.
My Japanese suppliers. See, this one's got pink injectors, which is different to those other ones.
Are those one users?
Negative. The 1UZs have got pink injectors. Some of the 3UZs have got the grey injectors. Grey, beigey colour. Yeah, it was a tidy car. It was. And then... You really... Look, it was that easy!
I tried that, and obviously it's been bent a few more times since I tried it. It still attached quite well.
Oh, yep, I see your problem.
Yeah.
Them's are too long, and that's too short.
Yeah.
Easy. Trailer out. Trailer out. Stack the car on the roof with the hoist.
Oh, yeah.
Trailer back in. Jason said my trailer's too short.
Look, we're going to have to can't take it off the back of it.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Or I get the tractor again.
Oh, don't threaten him with the tractor again. We clean that glass.
Oh, I might have sold some control arms off it too, Jace. We'll see. Yeah, control arms. Camber arms, these ones.
I've sold the front guards.
Oh, well done.
Oh, you were just talking about that last night, hey?
Yeah, I was talking about the front guards. Well done. Awesome.
And look on that side.
Not health and safety approved.
No.
No, looks good. He's looking fine. Should we give him some directions, or are we just going to let him do it blind?
I think he's got it. You said tell him.
And the rubbish. Comes in on a tractor, out on a trailer. Jace is on fire. He's going to prep a 3uz. Well, actually, he's already started prepping the 3uz because the intake manifold's off. Taper covers will come off. Cam belt water pump tensioners. He'll probably check the spark plugs. Engine mounts will come off. Exhaust manifolds will come off when after we've run it up, because he has a Haltech loom to fit to it. Probably pop a different alternator on it, because that's a JDM one, which isn't as easy, and he's wired it for the other one. Don't break it off. They snap here, real common. They snap off there. And he's doing cam seals. Have you ever done cam seals on a 3uz?
No.
Does it bother you? No. So we're not going to be able to do a really in-depth on how to do the cam seals, but we're going to go pretty quick. I'm wiring another 3uz. Jace is into this one.
Oh, you bigger bar.
And Shay is on cleaning.
It's if you can keep up.
That's if we can keep up. We'll put some Bosch knock sensors in it.
Start mode.
Bang starter, I think. Kyle doesn't want a problem. It's already got the studs too.
So this is on the camera, just line up with 0.
Yeah, so
Hey!
beep beep. So on the correct timing mark is
Yeah.
that one, and some people prefer to do it. It takes the load off the cams on the T's.
Yeah.
And then actually, when you the factory manual, it says to whip the cam belt off and then move the cams. So let's not do that. You got marks on the belt anyway. It's a genuine belt we're using.
Yeah.
So you want to do it there, that'll be fine.
Oh, I know, it's just what you take the cams out.
Yep, it's easier there. Check the little filters too that are under here. Well, it's not meant to line up anywhere. So it has strange to have that little dot there, isn't it?
Mm.
I haven't seen that on other ones. You check. That's a non-VVTI. This one's got one. Oh yeah, this 3uz's got one, Chase.
Yeah, some of the...
That one's got one too. And I wonder if that one's got one. Bloody 3uz. And the one out there? And the two in the out there?
I'm not walking out.
And the one out there?
I'm not walking out there to find out.
Yeah, that one? That one out there? Those two over there? I think we're only doing 3uz's for the next little while. Oh, we've got to do that supercharged 1uz non-VVTI. I do like how you did that. You just smacked it with a hammer. That was quite impressive, actually. And it didn't break. I've got spares.
I've got a rubber hammer.
Yeah, rubber hammer.
I know I'm animal, but sometimes I can have some finesse.
Finesse with a hammer. But this side's nice and clean. That's just because of the PCV valve system. So what you've got is you've got these bolts here have to be undone, and you've got your gear, and then this will slip off, so you do need to remove that camshaft. And you've got a scissor just like the non-VVTI, so there's your scissor lockup, your service bolt, and then there's the O-ring that's in here.
This one's out 180 degrees.
Ah, yeah, so these ones marked differently. So is that on?
Yeah, so there's 2 dots out here.
Yeah, so the single dots should be together down in here.
Where's the bolt for this? For the locking?
Yeah, so it'll be it. Yeah, you've got to turn it.
Oh, I'll put the bolt on and turn it.
Put the bolt,
Turn it back around.
turn it back around.
Stop pushing me.
He's trying to sort lights out. Yeah, that's going, and that's high beam. Nothing happening? Yeah, so you do have to slip that cam out.
So the cam, so you undo those bolts and the cam will come out. Or does it come out?
So you see in here, if you see, look at this in here, see here's your camshaft, and there's your VVTi swivel, there.
Yep.
So this is a gear, and there's, of course, there's the head casting, so you have to lift the cam out to get that off, to slip the front off it.
Yeah, but I have to undo the bolts first. That's what I'm asking.
Oh, you can either do it here or on the vise, but yeah, it might be worth undoing the bolts in place, make it easy to hold. I don't know, just do them. No, undo it. And then there's the big nut under the front as well.
Yeah, get that.
And just get your dot pen, get your pen, mark it all up so it doesn't go fitting. Because that's bad, and it does that. Good farmer's tool. And let me get it on nice and strong. Which way are you going? You going that way? Yep. Don't mind me. This way. Oh, wait. It's trying to flick on me. Go.
Half information here. Oh, I know you've cocked the game on.
Yeah, it moves. Nothing that's solid or hard though. As long as it doesn't go hard, we're good. I was asked whether we can do the O-rings at the front here. With it in place, which I've never done. We might do that on the next one, eh?
It does not want to come off.
No, it does not.
It's quite firm. Stuck on the dowel.
You are using your finesse today, aren't you? So there's your cam seal there. Yeah, so the problem with this coming off is it's tucked behind that. So when this is in, it sits over that. That's the problem that you're having. And careful of these ones, I've got seals on them.
That one doesn't.
Yeah, it's on the top of the bolt.
No, there it is.
It looks like you're taking the cam out right now. You've marked it up. It's already moved. Yep, here we go. And there's your VVTi filter, which is beautiful and clean.
Oh, there. Look for the 3S one.
Probably is the same. You see Jason's laid all the cam cats out in order and then just mucks them up. But that's not a problem. And it's just stuck on the seal.
Can you, like...
No, I can't.
I'm trying to keep things together and you fucking...
Oh, I know.
Shit out.
You can see why it can't come out. So it's tucked in behind.
So how's the can get it?
Whoop this out.
Oh, now it fucking like that.
Yep. And then you can lift that off. You wanted to keep it all together, remember?
Cool.
And then you can remove the back gear carefully, and then slip your seal on, and then slip it back together. And we might do those front seals in the vise, the O-rings that are in there.
We got O-rings for it.
I've got O-rings for it. Somehow I've only got 3 cam seals, but you're only doing 1 engine at the moment, so you're okay there.
Well, when's another Camshaft doing it?
About a week's time.
That's not helpful.
You want to do it on the weekend?
I was hoping to do it on the weekend.
Do you want me to see if I can get one by the weekend? I'll see what I can do, eh?
Sure.
Thing on these, the thrust area in here with these actuators, and it's identified by the colour, the markings, some are different colours, and I think it relates to the cylinder heads and the thrusting of this unit.
Yeah.
So if you see a different one of these, I want to have a closer look at it. With the 3uzs, the heads are the same as a 1uz VVTi, but there's different part numbers through different models, and they interchange, but the VVTi actuators have a different thrust area. So if someone was changing cams and the VVTi actuators, they could stuff it up.
So the actuator has to stay with the head?
Pretty much, yes.
Right.
As far as I'm aware. And I want to know more about that. So if we come across ones at different colours, so this is a red one. If we come across one with a different colour, it'd be nice to sit 2 of them beside each other to see what the difference is. So I'll take some photos and see if we can actually visualise it. I don't know if we can actually be able to see it. That needed cam seals, this one. Wasn't too bad, but it's time for some. And you mark all this up really carefully because it tries to move. It's like spring loaded in there. So this, what do you want me to do?
No, I've got it in mind, so we'll do it.
Yep. I want to look closer because some people are stuffing those up. Okay, they're getting them wrong, and I don't know what they're doing to get it wrong.
So when you mark it, you just mark it like...
Yeah, so because you've noticed it's slotted holes too, so you want to get it correct in the slotting. So I normally put a mark out on the outside carefully.
Yep.
Cutter. Zzz, proper. Backsaw or something like that, so you get a good marking on it. And then just very carefully pull it apart. Because some people are having them going flick, and then they don't know how to put them back together and phase them up again. And it's possibly to do with the fact that that one can go in multiple places. And that might be what they're doing wrong, because people come to me and say, hey, I've got this wrong. But the problem is we always do it correctly when we pull them apart. And we don't get it wrong, so we don't know what to do when someone else has got it wrong.
Doesn't they have the 2Js have a flat on them.
Oh, yeah?
So you can line it up,
Okay.
I think.
Yep. Had pink coolant in it. It's had some oil changes. It's not too bad, this one, eh? It even looks like it's had a water pump at some stage. The water pump doesn't look that old.
No, the 2J doesn't look that bad either.
I'd say it's probably, at some point...
Oh, no, it came out it. There's a lid.
It's actually got a sticker on it.
Yeah. 98. Yeah, 98,000 Ks.
Mm. Did you book the rain?
No.
Why did you send me to the house with the motorbike?
You're the dumbass to go on the motorbike.
Did you do your silly? Yeah, it looks like you have. And the front one?
It took a little bit to get the part.
Yeah. Well, now you're expert at it.
Now I'm expert at it?
You know you're expert at it. We'll watch you on the second one.
No, because I don't really want to show people how I did that.
I do like the little mark on there. That's good. That's a good way to do it.
Oh, gee.
I got the box, the cam belt, pensioner, water pumps, pensioners, water pump, seals, AVIS solenoid, AVIC, starter motor, O-ring for that VV key, Caterpillar gaskets, and an alternator. I thought they just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
No, I don't want to wiggle wiggle.
Oh, I didn't want to wiggle, wiggle?
I had to go tapper tapper.
Oh, hammer again. You finessed it.
It's a rubber hammer.
No, that's good. You know, I'll be shopping. Calvin goes shopping.
What is it in all that?
Early Celsius. Lots of early Celsius. Early Crown. Early Crown. Celsius. Oh, VVTI. VVTI. Oh, a heap of VVTI. I just about run out of these early Celsius ECUs.
Go what?
I just about run out of them. Like at one point they were throwaway, and they're getting rare again. And a late model Crown. That's alright. No point ringing the suppliers. They don't have any.
Cool. Just learn something.
Jason, it won't go on that way.
I'll do this.
And it's dowelled in, of course.
It's down in, of course. When you try and do it with one hand, it
Don't want to do it. You want a hand? No. That's not a hammer, it's a camshaft. You realise you're getting practice for when we put the boosted, the Altezza together? Because that will come, there we go, with just camshafts. Yeah, make sure you Loctite those are the buggers. Grinder.
I put it away. It's raining, so I put it out of the rain.
So we just flick a mark in there, then we can actually sit a razor blade through it to get it bang in the correct spot. Could we do one in place? Could we do it with it without taking the unit off? And
I haven't perfected the way of doing it on the bench yet, so
here it goes. Ping!
you can tell I played waistcoats before, eh?
Yeah, that's it.
Still goes for playing, but
Is it a terrible system?
is it a terrible system?
Having to pull the cams out to do cam gears.
Pain in the ass.
You don't like it?
No, it's not bad, but it's. I think a faster way to change your cam seals, like through the front.
Yes,
Like
cam
normal.
set. Yep. Through the normal, eh? Yep. How bad are those O-rings?
Oh, for the fruit.
Yep, good. Yep, hard as rocks. And then Jace fits the new one. So I think what people are doing is they're not marking the gear when they pull it apart because nothing goes ping.
No, well, it's not rotated.
No. So it's the problem they're having is they don't know which of these holes to put it in. So it's mark it before they pull it apart. Jason will put that together. Just a little back together.
Well, I just marked it on the dowel.
Yeah, I showed that with the grinder, and we make sure we Loctite these buggers, put them back together, It's all sweet.
Um,
And we like the...
I did.
Oh, this isn't... These aren't totally stuffed. No, that's the ones I've done. That just shatters.
The other one,
Yes?
I had to put little dots of super glue because the seal kept trying to...
Nice. We are on a bit of a mission to get this engine ready, so we'll probably do a bit more in depth. We do have a 3uz we're pulling apart, we're stripping down, we're putting boost up it. So we will go through that on a bit closer. A few hints too. Jace tried just doing the inlet cam. We did have a bit of a disaster. Make sure you put this cap on as well when you crank it all down, but sometimes you end up with the two-piece. What did you learn today?
What I learned today.
What you learned not to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's alright.
I had a backup plan, didn't I? We're lucky. Luckily, I have a backup plan. So, yeah, it was putting just too much pressure on it, and it just went pink. And it's the two-piece cam.
You finished it off.
I did finish it off. Yep. You always get me to do the, oh no, I've stuffed up. Can you really stuff it up? And I'm like, what am I going to do?
You can't break it anymore.
I can't break it anymore, so I just finish it off. Yep. So we have some Subaru camshafts with the variable cam timing. Yeah. It's a bit late, and I've come back to the shop to do a bit of a wiring loom I've been working on. It's not a very pleasant wiring loom, and I needed a clear head, but I thought I'd just share a little bit of an incident we had today. Jace was prepping this 3uz and he made a stuff up, and I came over, and I do this less and less these days. Is when Jace makes his stuff up, I come in and I give him a hand and sort it out, and more he's doing it on his own, which is really good. But one of the problems I've had, and one of the things I've learned about having a YouTube channel, is I just do stuff. My hands and my mind, and this took at least 10 years of being a mechanic before this just happened and things just started to click. Things just worked. And so sometimes it's really hard for me to say how I do things, because I just know how to do them when I'm touching the vehicle that I'm working on. Okay? Jason sometimes gets annoyed at me because I don't tell him all the information. It's not a deliberate thing, it's because I don't always know all the information in my conscious mind. It's more in my subconscious mind. It just happens. So anyway, he was talking it down. We heard the crack noise. We're like, that's bad. We couldn't see any cracks in the cam, but we put it out. It wasn't right. It had gone tight. We undid it. We had a look at it. We put it back together, and it just fell apart on me. But it was cracked when previous. That's one of the things that happens, and we've got to remember when we're doing these jobs, guys, when you're out and you're in the shed, that you're going to make mistakes. It's all part of the learning process, and I'm doing my very, very best to help people make less mistakes. So, because I've made a heap of mistakes on these engines in my lifetime, a lot of mistakes. So be really careful when you put the cams in these. There were a lot of these engines sold over here in New Zealand in the early days because dealers were pulling cams out and breaking them. And here we go, we broke a cam today. I'll take some of the responsibility because it's my perfect record of not breaking cams. But we're about to put aftermarket cams in another one, so we're better to do it on the job like this, where we can just go get some more cams, put another camshaft in it. We're all good, we're all happy, no problem. And I'm learning to take more and more notice of what I do, so when I make my videos I can actually say what I'm doing with my hands, and with my voice I can tell you guys what I'm doing. And that's been a real big challenge for me over the last few years of doing this. So Jason will be back in the morning to continue with this job. He's actually got the other side done. And the problem that he had is he hadn't, this piece here, he hadn't torqued it down. He hadn't put this bit on, so the cam was, what it did is it caught in the thrust zone under here, and it wouldn't go down anymore, and basically just snapped it off. He won't do it again. It's part of learning. I better not do it again. Right, it's home time. I've had enough. We'll see you again in the morning when we continue with this job. Shay, there's no engine here. Jason's gone missing.
No, it's there. This is one of those new invisible engines.
Invisible.
They're really lightweight.
Yeah. No, I can hear him outside with the water blaster. Well, you give his area a tidy up.
Yeah, I know. Terrible, aren't I?
As we were discussing yesterday, very good at cleaning.
Yeah. But nothing else, say. It all
We're
starts.
talking about you, not to you.
It all starts with the cleaning.
So I'm filming you, you're filming me. So.
I've actually got, look, 89%
Oh, yeah. So that
on a fresh battery.
Oh, that's good.
Cam timing check. Yep. 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 That's the left-hand side. And this is the right-hand side.
Oh.
And the marks in there are good, yes. And yes, they're good. They're all fantastic.
Hope so.
These normally have a cover over them, eh? Foam cover. And it's gone poof.
No, it's
That's what they look like underneath.
It's got a joint somewhere.
I probably should keep some of them in stock now these are getting a bit older.
Yeah, this one's starting to fall apart.
Yeah.
The last couple I've taken off are falling apart.
I was meaning the PCV valve more than the cover.
Oh, okay.
You mean the foamy piece. I don't think it comes with the foamy piece. A little bit better.
Like a motor again.
Yep. Well done.
Can't do.
Yeah, mate.
Have you got a start cable and stuff made up?
I think you might be lucky. We may actually have one. Cool. I think Shay did a heap of them the other day. Makes it easy for you, eh?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you've had them, the gaskets are done. Look at that. I didn't even see you do it. You were so fast.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got some more of those hoses coming, no problem. That one will have to live this time, but we'll get Kyle to do it once it's in and fitted. Because you fitted the other one to that other vehicle. The vehicle. It's just honey inside this engine. It's nice and clean in there. Oh, make sure you do this cover on the side, or Shay does it. There's actually a little bit of corrosion just running down the stud. You can just see it there. See, this one's nice and clean. And that one's just got a little bit. Shay's an expert on them. You did one the other day.
He's still cleaning my parts. You can't keep up.
Have an engine, looking like an engine. Cam about done. New alternator on. Jason went with the 3uz alternator. Oh, power steer pump.
Hard to fit when I don't have it.
Well, there's that one on the floor that you was put aside for your car.
Oh, good, yeah.
There's another one, of course, for that other engine. And Jason's putting a wiring loom on it. Wiring loom. It'll get a different set of headers once we run it. He's left this on there for the moment, depending on what fitting they put on it. Otherwise, they can just hit that with a heat gun and heat it up. Then there's a barb under there.
Sleeping in a hole. Oh, what? I was going to zip tie through there, but it's not going to.